Welcome to the 55th episode of Lalitha Divya Rahasya Sahasranam Stotra. The Universal Mother, the unconditional passion, unconditional cosmic energy, the source of unconditional cosmic energy, she will handhold the individuals, teaches them the bhakti yoga followed by the education, the vidya yoga, and transforms them into the ambassadors of the Universal Mother. The proof of this hypothesis is Lalitha Sahasranam Stotra. So let us move on. The next nama is Sankari. So in the previous sloka, Sambhavi Sarada Radhya Sarvani Sarmadayani, the end of Bhakti Yoga and the beginning of education or Vidya Yoga was discussed, and the Sankari is the termination of Vidya Yoga. So it is a saturated state of Sarmadayani Sankari. So in Sarada Radhya, the concept of Apsarasa, Rasa, Sara, and in between these two, the Apsarasa, Nirasa, Surasa, etc. were discussed, and Apsarasa is the internal transformation of the rasa into Apsarasa. That is what we have discussed. And so in the Vidya Yoga, so that happened in the Vidya Yoga. So in Vidya Yoga, in the implementation stage of Vidya Yoga, that is Sarmadayani stage, the cycle of generation of the Apsarasa, and then the absorption of the teachings or preachings, and then the implementation, all this happens in a cycle, in a cycle. It's similar to after getting graduated, there is a probation stage. In the probation stage, during the probation, there is a verification of what we learn, or if there is any loopholes in what we learn in terms of the concepts or whatever, then we try to relearn them and then try to implement them at the same time. So this Sankari is a similar state where the generation of the Apsarasa and the absorption of the teachings and then the implementation, application of this. So this is actually ongoing process in Sankari, and so this is like a probation after the education. So the end of this probation is Sankari. So in other words, the Apsarasa Yoga, the successful completion of Apsarasa Yoga, those who are successfully completed, it is called Siddhi. Those who are gotten Siddhi in Apsarasa Yoga, so they get to know the secrets of the universe. So to what extent this circle of generating this Apsarasa Yoga and then absorption of these teachings from the Universal Mother and application of these teachings, that means this circle is big or small. It's a function of individual's power of intent or sankalpa bala. So when the person turns outward after being inward with this circle of generating the apsarasa and then absorption of the universal mother's teachings, and try to apply them, and then try when he turns outward, then he gets a siddhi in this yoga. For example, Chagaraja, when he was creating these compositions that are popular even till today, so there is Apsarasa yoga that he went through. He generated the Apsarasa and then absorbed the secrets of the universe, the secrets of the musicology, the kirtanas, and then applied them to create new compositions. So that and then he got saturated eventually in that. So this so those who are saturated in bhakti yoga, and those who get into enter into the vidya yoga through this apsarasa characteristic, they can get to know the secrets of the universe through that are mentioned in this, in our scriptures, through the Sivasekta. How they get this, how they receive all this information is through the Sivasekta Samarasya, or the harmony of the Sivasekta, or harmony of the northbound and southbound forces in the body. When this harmony is established, when this balance is established, then when this balance is established, when they turn inward, and the rasa was transformed into apsarasa, so with that fuel they can absorb the secrets through the Sivasekta Samarasya, the harmony of northbound and southbound forces. To what extent this happens is completely depending on the power of intent or sankalpa bala of the individual. To what extent they can maintain the harmonious state, and to what extent they can generate the apsarasa, and to how long they can stay in this state. All that is depending on all this, they will get to know the volume of the information that they receive depends on these parameters. So again, if we have to take illustrate this with an example. So Vishwamitra is again the example, one such example. So since his sankalpa or power of intent is so great, it is extraordinary. So he got to know everything that nobody would ever come to know. So he knows that much about the armory, about the weaponry. So about the implementation aspects, everything. So that means his circle is very big. So similarly, Mirabai in Bhakti Yoga, her sankalpa is very strong. So Tyagaraja's Sankirtana Yoga, in which through which he maintained the northbound harmony of the northbound southbound forces, and then absorbed um, the teachings and then created the compositions. So his Sankalpala is great. So the Ramadasa, Bhaktanachal Ramadasas, it's a combination of Dandana Yoga and the Bhakti Yoga, that is punishment and at the same time Bhakti Yoga. Through that, the extent of Apsarasa that he generated and the teachings that he absorbed and the compositions he made, so that is his power of intent. So the, let's say, the cutoff for passing an exam is, let's say, 50%. Those who attain 50% are also successful. Those who attain 70% are also successful. But those who attain 100% marks are also successful. But there is a difference in the talent that 100% percentage individual exhibits compared to the 50% those who secure 50% marks. So this is the difference in the Sankalpa Bala. So this is what is being explained also in the as a third rule of the Mother Nature in Srimata, the very first Nama. So that is Sankari. Sankari is essentially the end of education yoga, or end of probation, end of vidya yoga. So since it terminates with E, so this is ever-going process. It reflects it's an ever-going process. The next Nama is Sri Kari. So those who are successful in Vidya Yoga, they get to, then they turn outward. From inward they have turned outward, and for these people, the Gaja Yoga or Aishwarya Yoga will start. Srikari means Gaja Yoga or Aishwarya Yoga. So this refers to the wealth. So this is the wealth that is beyond illusion. So the wealth that is not subjected to illusion. The wealth that can shatter the illusion. The wealth that is acquired through the harmony state of the northbound and southbound forces in the body, that is Sivasekta Samarasya. So in this state of Gaja Yoga, Gaja means the elephant, so the elephant has this ability, discretion, of two extremes of identifying the gross objects as well as the fine objects, so it can distinguish. So even humans do not possess that much discretion ability. So through Gaja Yoga, so they the individuals get the gross wealth as well as the fine wealth, the wealth with the fineness. So it covers the two extremes. So again the example, so Vishwamitra after many years of tapasya in which he was inward, then when he turned outward, the nature, Mother Nature has welcomed him, and then he got the siddhi, or he became successful in his probation, and as a result, the Mother Nature has offered him the Gayatri mantra, that is called mantra drashta. So the ability to see through the mantra, that is called mantra drashta. It is not been told by anybody to Vishwamitra. So just by looking at the nature, he was able to see or witness the mantra. He could see the letters of mantra probably in the sky or in the nature. So that is called mantra drashta. So that is gaja yoga. So this is only possible again through the sankalpa bala, the power of intent of those individuals, to what extent they can tap. So that's about Srikari, which is a beginning of Gaja Yoga after the commencement of Gaja Yoga or Aishwarya Yoga after the end of the Vidya Yoga. So the Bhakti Yoga terminated in Vidya Yoga terminated in Aishwarya Yoga or Gaja Yoga. So Sadhvi, next nama is Sadhvi. Sadhvi is the saturated state of Srikari or saturated state of Aishwarya Yoga or Gaja Yoga. The successful completion of the Gaja Yoga or Siddhi, Gaja Yoga Siddhi is called Sadhvi. So there is a Lakshmi blessings in this previous nama, Srikari. Sri itself means Sri means the harmonious state of southbound fire element with the northbound earth element in Anahata Chakra, which is the middle of the 7 chakras. So hence it refers to the harmonious state in the body. That is Sivasakta Samarasya. So that is when in this state of harmony, establishing harmony, when we can go beyond the northbound and southbound forces, the wealth enters automatically through Gaja Yoga. That is Srikari. So the implementation of this wealth in action or karma acharana, and then subsequent and then implementation of all the credentials that the individuals have received till now, that is bhakti yogas and vidya yoga, the Aishwarya yoga, Gaja yoga. Through all that, the implementation, practical implementation, the application is Sadhvi. So how do they implement? Let us see how do they implement. So these individuals obviously are the chosen ones by the Universal Mother. She got biased, obviously, that is Bhakti Priya, Bhakti Gamya, Bhakti Vasya Bhayapaha. Because they have been turned into fearlessness state. So whatever they touch is only for the benefit of the order, in the establishing order in the universe. So these individuals obviously are different. So those other common people who have not reached this stage, when these common people seek the blessings of these individuals who got saturated or terminated in the Aishwarya Yoga after passing through Bhakti Yoga, Vidya Yoga. So their desires get fulfilled automatically. So that's the implementation part. And so let us take a simple example that this individual who got Siddhi in Aishwarya Yoga, he is walking on the street, and then so somebody identifies him and then seeks his blessings. Somebody who is suffering from some problems. So identifies this individual and seeks his blessings. Then he offers the blessings to that individual, and that individual obviously overcomes his difficulties. Let's say he donates some rice or some cereals or whatever to this enlightened individual, and this individual takes the donation and then cooks a good food and then distributes that food, let's say, to the orphans. So this whole entire process has happened in a state of unconditionality. So the karmacharana that is being performed by this enlightened individual in the distribution of the cooked food to the orphans in a witness mode, in a witness state, and then those individuals the orphans who have eaten this food, they in turn generate unconditional blessings. The unconditional blessings that are generated by the orphans, they penetrate, the waves of this unconditional blessing penetrate into the universe, and through these waves penetration, because they are unconditional, they can go far and wide, they can penetrate very far into the universe. So these waves penetrate into the universe and then draw the contents of the Srikari, that is a Gaja Yoga, through the Srikari Amsa, through the energy of the Srikari, they draw the contents of Gaja Yoga, and through this the contents of the Gaja Yoga, those individuals who are having difficulty, who have donated to the enlightened person, their desires are being fulfilled. So that is a cycle that is getting completed. So this can only be performed by the individuals who are saturated, and obviously they are the chosen ones, identified by the Universal Mother, because this circle has to travel quite a distance. So if there is any bottleneck in between or a weak link in between, if the circle is not completed, then the person who was seeking the blessings of the enlightened soul, nor the action that is performed by the enlightened soul, nor the blessings that are released by the individuals who have got benefited from the karmacharana performed by the enlightened person, none of this get completed. So that is sadhvi. So the saturated state of the Gaja Yoga, or the implementation of the Gaja Yoga. So all this combination is the next nama. That is the further application, implementation of all this, whatever the enlightened soul has learned till now. That is Sahasra Nibhasana. So essentially it means Sarat means it's a phase in the nature, that is the autumn phase of the Mother Nature. So Saraschandra is autumn. Saraschandra Nibhasana. Asana means the seat of the moon. Which moon? The moon in autumn phase. So the energy of the Universal Mother, which energy form? The energy of the Universal Mother being seated on moon in the autumn phase, that is Sahasranam Nibhasana. what is the characteristic of moon in atom? So that is where when the thick clouds, so that's if we are talking about the regions that are having distinct phases of the mother nature, then this autumn phase usually happens after the rainy season. So the rainy season is the cultivation agricultural activity, the peak of the agricultural farmers are doing the agriculture. But then we still need rains in the subsequent season also, even in autumn season also. So the moon in autumn is there are dark clouds surrounding the moon, so there's a contrast effect that is at its best in autumn season. So in this state, there is plenty of moisture in the atmosphere. So hence the moon in autumn is different from the moon in the summer. Moon in autumn is having the saturated state of moisture or vapor form. So what is what is the entity that is saturated state of the moisture or vapor in this universe, in this world? These are the cloud formations, essentially the cloud formation. So what Sahasranamam Bhasana refers to the benefit that we received from the cloud formation in the autumn season. Essentially, it means rain in autumn season. So what is this? So again, this is the implementation stage of the individuals who got successfully completed the Bhakti Yoga, Vidya Yoga, Aishwarya Yoga. And so the rain, when it happens, it is across the region. It happens, and hence the dividends of the rain are distributed equally. It's not that it is biased to one particular house or individual, where it rains more or less to some other individuals. Of course, nowadays the rain itself is quite localized also. But in general, the rain is an equal distribution of the fruits to everybody. So hence, Sahasranamam Bhasana is the individuals who are successfully completed the Bhakti Yoga, Vidya Yoga, and then the Aishwarya Yoga. Through their presence, the phase beyond the rainy season. So whenever there is a need for the rain for this agriculture activity, so that rain happens through Sahasranamam Bhasana, and then so there is a equal distribution of the wealth, that is saturated wealth through Sri Kari, that happens in Sahasranamam Bhasana. So in the previous Nama, Sadhvi, he was biased to some particular individuals while blessing them and then taking the donations that they offer and then distributing that to the needy people, and then passing their unconditional benefits of their unconditional blessings to the individuals who are having the difficulties, and thus overcoming their difficulties. That is kind of a localized activity. So now the activities of these individuals who are enlightened, it becomes much wider. How much wider? It is as much wider as the rainfall that happens, which is equally distributing across the region. That is Sahasra Nibhasana. It's not the rain that happens in the rainy season, that anyway that happens, that is a Mother Nature's blessings. It's a rain that happens beyond the rainy season. So where there is a necessity for the rain, so that at that time invoking the Mother Nature to release the rain god, the energy through Srikari, invoking the rain god to open the skies towards the formation of the rain. So that is Sahasranamam Bhasana. So this completes this sloka. Sankari, Srikari, Sadhvi, Sahasranamam Bhasana. Again 4 namas in one sloka. This is the 4th occasion after the Kulangana Kulandasta Kaudini Kulayogini, then Bhakti Priya, Bhakti Gamya, Bhakti Vasya, Bhayapaha, Sambhavi, Saradaradya, Sarvani, Sarmadayini, Sankari, Srikari, Sadhvi, Sahasranamam Nibhasana. So all the 4 faculties receive training through this nama. So through Sankari, the end of the Vidya Yoga, the termination of the Vidya Yoga, provision of the Vidya Yoga, the faculty of intellect receives the training. Srikari is where the Gaja Yoga, where the discretion, faculty of discretion is involved. So faculty of discretion is being trained through Srikari. Sadhvi is the saturated state of the Gaja Yoga, where the personality gets refined, the ego is vanished. So the faculty of personality receives the training through Sadhvi. Sahasranamam Nibhasana is the cloud formation. So it is mapped to the oscillation of the mind. So Sahasranamam Nibhasana refers to the training imparts training to the faculty of mind. So this completes this sloka. Sankari, Srikari, Sadhvi, Sahasranamam Nibhasana. The remaining namas we will explore in the next episode. Thank you.